welcome to Join Danielle's Journey. And this channel is made for women who'd like to rest and relax. And you're welcome to join me on my journey as I transition, leaving nursing and exploring other ideas, things that I've been thinking about for years but never really gave deep imagination to. And so today I wanted to share an experience that I had. I discussed in a previous video how I met some local farmers who they keep sheep as pets, basically as a way of remembering the husband's father, who used to be one of the biggest sheep herders in this area. And we live in New Mexico, and he has maybe about 20 sheep or so. And so they said since they really just keep them as pets, they throw the fiber away every year. So they offered to give it to me for free if I was interested in spinning it. And that's something I had been interested in since I was a little girl. My aunt is a knitter, so she introduced me to it. She never taught me how to knit or spin or anything. I never asked her either. But she's very good at knitting. The last I spoke with her, she would do workshops around the country. And so that was my initial exposure to it, and it's something that's always been calling me. So there's actually this really nice area called Corrales in New Mexico, and there's an historical house called San Isidro Casa, and every month they have these classes that go from fiber prepping all the way cleaning, spinning, knitting, dyeing. You do all these things, one class per month, so that by the end of the year you know how to weave and knit. And you get the basics of it so you can do whatever you want with it. So I went to the first class and learned some things that I didn't even think to ask about. So they started off with a little history lesson first. And so the only sheep that I really know by name are merino sheep, because of the fiber that you get from it makes really nice soft socks. And so the connection with that is the sheep that are domesticated and favored in this area are called churro sheep. And they arrived here in the 1500s. And before that, people knew how to knit and weave, whether they were the natives or the Spaniards that had recently arrived. But they would actually use cotton. So having the sheep fiber was a new thing for them to work with, a new material. And that was interesting how it actually got here, because basically the churro sheep come from Spain, and the king at the time, the people there looked down on churro sheep. They preferred the merino wool. It's much finer. They preferred the taste of the meat. So to them, churro sheep were just taking up space. And so he came up with some kind of plan, and in whatever way it worked out well for him to send a lot of those sheep to this side of the world. They gave them to the natives. Ultimately, they ended up with the natives. So actually, they went to Mexico, and there was a journey that a lot of people took, and they used the sheep as food, and they ended up in New Mexico. And now today, they're really favored. They did try to use the merino sheep out here, but they cannot withstand the harsh weather here. You have really hot summers and then really cold, windy winters, and they're too fragile for this. The churro sheep handle it like a champ. And so the merino, yeah, they have the softer, the fiber. In the class, it was interesting. There was a wall, and along the wall they had about 20 different fibers lined up. Fiber that were cleaned, not cleaned, so you can see the difference, because when the sheep, when you first shear them or cut them, they have a lot of oil or lanolin on them, and so it looks, the white ones look kind of dingy, and there's like a vast difference just after cleaning them. And so you got to see and feel all these different fibers from different kinds of sheep, and even some alpaca fiber was there. And it was a really good lesson. And the teachers have been doing this for years. They've been working together for years. They have it down. They're really good at what they do. One of them has been knitting and weaving for about 50 years, and the other one 70 years. So they know what they're doing. And the one that's been doing it for 70 years is 74, and she's from Scotland, and she said that for her, learning to knit was like, if she wanted to be warm in the winter, it wasn't just a hobby. They teach them young, or they taught them young. I don't know if they still do that. And so it was a really nice experience, and I guess because the history mini lesson that we had took a while, that we didn't actually clean that day. We actually started with a little bit of spinning. And I was surprised that I was kind of getting it pretty fast. And so they gave us a drop spindle, and I'll show a picture of what that is. And they kept repeating that it is called a drop spindle because you keep dropping it. And you turn it with one hand clockwise while you have the fiber that was prepped through carding with paddles, and I'll show a picture of that, or you put it through what's called a carder with a drum, and so that lines the fibers so that they're kind of parallel and ready to work with and start turning into yarn. And some things to say about that. Let me think. After you clean it, you're putting it through the carding. I'm probably forgetting some detail that I wanted to share, but when you're when you're putting it through, the fibers, when they're parallel, you can just like take them apart so easily. And on a churro sheep, they actually have two parts to the fiber, like after it's cut, and that is called the staple, that one piece. So when you take them apart, the part that's closest to the skin is softer, so you would use that more for, and it's more fragile, more for like the underwear or clothing, things that you wouldn't mind touching your skin, but you'd probably still want something underneath that anyway. And then the rougher part is more outside, and that is also more durable. So you'd use that for something more like a carpet or a rug. And yeah, I learned quite a bit just in that one lesson, so I'm looking forward to going back. Yeah, and it was only $6 for being there and there were a lot of people. I was surprised. I thought it would only be like a few people there, but it was packed with about 20. And so like the first few classes are going to be prepping the fiber and things like that, and then they'll progressively move on from there. So that was like one of the things that I experienced recently that I wanted to share in this video. Let me see what else I wanted to share here. Oh, yes. One of the commenters, Billie Jean, I said that I would attach a video singing, and my guitarist, his hand is injured, and so when he feels comfortable playing, then I will put up a video. And I actually started a channel. When we play together, we call our band Crow and Chloe. So I actually started a YouTube channel because a lot of people that we come in contact with would like to hear us play. So the channel is up, but I haven't posted anything on there that I feel is worthy up there yet. So just keep an eye on that. But when I make one of these videos for this channel, and I have posted, I'll definitely let you know. Something happened to my video. So anyway, so for conclusion, the poem that I want to share is by Emily Dickinson, and it says, or the title is, "This World is Not Conclusion." So it says, "This world is not conclusion. A species stands beyond, invisible as music, but positive as sound. It beckons and it baffles. Philosophy, don't know. And through a riddle, at the last, sagacity must go. To guess it puzzles scholars. To gain it, men have borne contempt of generations. And crucifixion shown. Faith slips and laughs and rallies, blushes if any see, plucks at a twig of evidence, and asks a vain the way. Much gesture from the pulpit. Strong hallelujahs roll. Narcotics cannot still the tooth that nibbles at the soul." So that's the one that I wanted to share for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoy what I have going on here, please like and subscribe and share it with other people that you think might be interested as well. So see you next time. I'm looking forward to what we have coming. Have a great day.